Only campaign for months now, but the Prime Minister will today, we know, visit the Governor-General, officially pulling the starter's gun on one of the longest election campaigns in Australian history. Woohoo! We'll head to the polls to vote in a rare double dissolution election in 8 weeks on July the 2nd. The political ads, the door knocking and the wooing of voters is set to kick off in earnest from tonight. So, who will claim the top job? Labor's Anthony Albanese joins us here in the studio, along with the government's Matthias Cormann. Good morning to you both.
Good morning. Good morning.
I hope that you got your priorities right, both of you, and spoiled the mums in your life before coming on here talking politics. Are you in trouble, Albo, with your wife for coming here?
Well, it probably wasn't a terrific decision to come here on Mother's Day. This is not the first time, and I must say when I appeared on another program...
Yes, don't mention that, yes.
Another program which I won't mention, one Mother's Day, they sent flowers to my wife.
Oh, well, we'll get on to that.
Pay, so just
we'll
hint there.
Matthias, have you done something special? Please say yes.
Best wishes for Mother's Day to my wife in Geraldton on the other side of the country.
So, very good, very good.
All Happy Mother's Day to you,
Thank you very much. I'll take it and run with it.
3 times.
Oh, I know. Sucker for punishment. Now, the policy announcements we know are going to come thick and fast as of this afternoon, once the election is officially underway. Labor is going to be talking paid parental leave. What are you revealing today?
Today, we are revealing that we will reverse the cuts that have been made. Paid parental leave before the last election was supposed to be bipartisan, everyone supporting it, but of course the government brought in a change which meant that a cut effectively to 80,000 parents of some $11,800 as a result of those cuts. That makes a huge difference. Paid parental leave, of course, was already in a number of awards as a result of negotiations that takes place. So people have given up other things to get paid parental leave in the award system as part of their salary package. And, of course, the government attempted to take away the fact that that would remain, and people could still get the government-based scheme, which is a very modest scheme. But one that has made a big difference to working parents.
OK, so what taxes are you going to raise? What spending will you cut to pay for it?
Well, we, of course, on Thursday night announced $71 billion of additional savings on top of the savings that we've already announced. So we have always, this has always been our position.
So no new taxes required to pay for this one?
No, absolutely not. And we are committed to paid parental leave. We're very proud of the fact that we did it in government. It's part of our legacy, it's part of Labor's reform agenda, and we think particularly the fact that the cuts were announced last Mother's Day was particularly mean-spirited, frankly.
Well,
this Mother's Day, we're helping out mums and dads.
OK, well, Matthias, that is a point, because a year on, a big difference. We know that Joe Hockey announced on this show that he called this double dipping. It was even alluded to as fraud. We know that the government did soften its stance on this, but why wind it back at all? It seems like a good policy. $11,500 would go a long way to helping working families.
Well, we want all women, all working women across Australia to have access to paid parental leave on the same terms. And of course, there's only a very small number of women that have access to a second scheme. But the point, I've got to make a couple of points here, though. Labor did not announce $71 billion worth of savings. They announced $65 billion worth of higher taxes over the next decade. And right now, over the current budget forward estimates period, Labor has a $65 billion budget black hole. That is $65 billion worth of unfunded spending promises, which will lead to higher taxes, which will hurt jobs and growth. The government's plan, which we delivered on Monday, is a plan for jobs and growth, which is a plan for mum and dad, which is a plan for all families across Australia to give them the best possible opportunity to get ahead.
We're just seeing pictures coming through to the newsroom too of Malcolm and Lucy Turnbull leaving their home in Sydney in Point Piper, preparing for the big day. Of course, the election trigger will officially be pulled later this afternoon when the Turnbulls head to Canberra and the Prime Minister visits the Governor-General at Yarralumla to officially call the election. Those shots through coming from our newsroom. The issue, though, Matthias, of helping families is one that Labor is really criticising the government on. Why delay fixing childcare until after 2018? It really is a big issue for families, and the impression is given that the government is more helping big business than families.
Well, that's not right. We want to help families, and what families across Australia are looking for is, of course, job security, and they're looking for a continuing successful transition in our economy to ensure their jobs are secure.
But childcare is a big point, though.
Yep, indeed, it's a very important point, and we do want to help families get better, more flexible, more affordable access to childcare.
So why wait to 2018?
Because we need to be able to ensure that we can pay for it. Because the worst thing that we can do for families across Australia is to pay for our promises with more debt and higher taxes, because more debt and higher taxes will hurt jobs and growth. And we are committed to ensuring that people across Australia, that families across Australia have the best possible opportunity to get ahead. And in order to ensure that happens, right at this time, when we are continuing to face some global economic headwinds, we need to ensure that we implement our plan for jobs and growth, that we continue to transition our economy to a more diversified, stronger economy of the future.
Well, I give Matthias credit for sticking to the script and the three-word slogan there over and over again.
Jobs and growth.
You picked it up. Well done, Deb. We've got the message,
Well,
Matthias.
that's an important message to make, though.
But it's about priorities. It's about priorities.
Well, jobs and growth is our priority, indeed.
Yeah, you got another one in, Matthias, but it's relentless. There's nothing behind it. The fact is the budget
There's
is
a
about...
whole plan behind it.
I'll let you go, Matthias. Budget is about priorities. Our priority is assisting parents through paid parental leave, is assisting parents through childcare, is assisting young people through education, through the Gonski reforms, is supporting healthcare. That's our priority. Their priority is the top end of town. Their priority is helping out. They speak about fiscal responsibility. They've doubled the deficit. They've increased debt.
Not true.
They've increased government spending.
We've got 8 weeks of
as
this.
a proportion.
8 weeks of this.
Well, it's a fact
It's not
that they
true.
have doubled the deficit.
All right, listen, before we go, I know it's a bit of fun, but still, Christopher Pyne alluded to the fact that one of the male colleagues of his might have been using Botox. I noticed that you've both got fairly strong brows. Any hints on who it might be?
I'm not prepared to comment.
Either
not
way.
Me. Not me. I wouldn't have a clue.
I can't see an expression changing. It may well be either of you.
I'm very flattered
It's
that you
Elmo.
think it might
It's
be
Elmo.
me. I'm very flattered. I wish.
Gentlemen, happy election day to you. I'm
Thank
glad
you.
that mothers are being put first, but it'll be an interesting campaign. We look forward to it.
We've got unfortunately, we've got a soccer game at lunchtime today for my son, so we do that. So it's a Mother's Day dinner, so they better call the election. Because if they don't, Parliament's supposed to be sitting tomorrow.
They will. Good on you. Thanks so much, guys.
Good to be with you.
Natalia.